Hi, welcome to the second lesson on the atomic structure. From the previous lesson, we have learned that atoms are made up of subatomic particles such as protons, neutrons, and electrons. The picture on your right shows the electronic diagram of the lithium atom. We can see that the neutrons and the positively charged protons, denoted by the red and yellow circles respectively, are located in the nucleus of the atom, while the negatively charged electrons, denoted by the green circles, are found orbiting around the nucleus. We have also learned to interpret atomic symbols by looking at the proton number and the mass number, which is also known as the nucleon number. In this lesson, we will be learning about the electronic configuration of the atom. We have learned that electrons of an atom orbit around the nucleus. They are arranged around the nucleus in shells, where each shell can hold a certain maximum number of electrons. For the first 20 elements, the maximum number of electrons that can go into the first electron shell is 2. The second shell is 8, and the third shell 8 as well. However, note that for atoms with more than 20 electrons, the third shell can actually hold up to a total of 18 electrons. So, how do we go about determining the electronic configuration of an atom? There are two main steps to guide us. Firstly, we have to start by determining the proton number of an atom. This is because the proton number will tell us the number of electrons orbiting around the nucleus. Next, electrons will always be placed first into the shell which is closest to the nucleus. This is also known as the innermost shell. Hence, the first shell, which can only hold up to a maximum of 2 electrons, will be completely filled first before the second shell is filled. Now, let us look at an example. Let us determine the electronic configuration of the sodium atom. From the atomic symbol, we can tell that the element sodium has a mass number of 23 and an atomic number of 11. The mass number of an atom, as we have learned, is the sum of the number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. The atomic number, on the other hand, tells us the number of protons present, which is also the number of electrons. So, how many protons, neutrons, and electrons does the sodium atom have? From the proton number, we can tell that the number of protons is 11. As mentioned from the previous lesson, the number of neutrons could be obtained by subtracting the proton number from the mass number. Hence, by deducting 11 from 23, we will obtain the number of neutrons to be 12. Finally, as the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons, the number of electrons orbiting around the nucleus would be 11. As we now know that a sodium atom has 11 electrons, let us distribute the electrons of sodium into their respective electron shells. The first 2 electrons will fill the first electron shell of sodium. As the first shell is now completely filled, the third electron will go into the second shell. More electrons will continue to fill the second electron shell till it is completely filled with a total of 8 electrons. Finally, as the second shell is now completely filled, the last electron will go into the third shell. Therefore, as there are 2 electrons present in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, and 1 electron in the third, the electronic configuration of the sodium atom is 2, 8, 1. Hence, in this session, we have learned to determine the electronic configuration of an atom based on the number of electrons orbiting around its nucleus. Thank you.